I'm Kelly Clendaniel. Nice to meet you. And welcome to Keep Them Talking, an e-course that I created for parents just like you to help you navigate this wild, often roller coaster of a ride journey called stuttering. And I am so excited for you because you're just 5 modules away from feeling 5,000 times better than you do right now. And I am truly grateful that you took the leap and have this course in front of you. And it's an absolute honor to be the one to help you move forward in this journey. And so you're gonna feel better about the decisions you make, better about what you can do to help, and better about your ability to help your child. And that is my promise, my friend. So what can you expect in this course? This is going to act as sort of an introduction to the whole course. So you're going to learn the what, the why, and the how of stuttering. So the what, like what is stuttering? What are the risk factors, recovery rate? Is it stuttering or developmental, and how can we tell? So you're going to have like a stuttering 101 course in modules 1 and 2, and you're going to learn about treatment options, okay? And then in the module 3, you're going to learn the why. Why is my child stuttering? Why the roller coaster? And what factors do we think are playing a role for people who stutters, and what of those factors kind of are showing up for your child? Then we're going to wrap up with the how, as in how can I help? Now you're going to have this great picture of your child, your great understanding of stuttering. Then you're like, how specifically are you going to be able to help them? So that being said, what this course is not is it should not take the place of the advice of your SLP that you're seeing currently, because she or he is the one who actually knows your child and who has evaluated them. And so this course is a great supplement to that. If you really feel great about what your child's getting in that direct one-on-one, but feeling like I can be doing something at home, but no one's kind of supporting you that way, oh, yes, you are right. There's tons that we can do. And this will just kind of give you a really dialed in home program. This is great for you if you're waiting and watching, if that was the advice that was given, but you're still feeling like, I can help, I know it, I want to. This is great for you if you've waited long enough and you're like, okay, let's get started. This is for you as well. Or if you're waiting for an appointment, if you're on a wait list. So this is definitely for all of those reasons, one of the reasons I started this course. And also I have to kind of give a disclaimer, if you will, that this course is going to be a little comfortable, kind of like me. I am very informal and I have a really hard time being anything but me, at least sustaining it for the 6 hours in this course. So I am my own audio and visual team and my own tech team, and I'm not good at any of those. So you're gonna probably hear some background noises, some poor transitions, but I promise you that the content is there. What you're here for, I will deliver on. So I really want this to be easy on the brain. You can listen to it in bite-sized lessons on the go, as like a podcast. Also another hack, if you're short on time, which aren't we all, you can listen to it in like 1.2 speed. It kind of takes a couple minutes off. So I am a big fan of that when it comes to maximizing my times, and I want to do the same for you. So yeah, I want to feel connected, and this is comfortable, and I kind of want it to feel like maybe you're sitting in my bedroom, in my reading corner, which you are, and like we're two friends, and I just happen to know a lot about stuttering, and I am dying to share it with you and give you insider tips on how to help your little one. So I am asking that we kind of be friends. So maybe you're wanting to know a little bit more about me. So my career started, I've been an SLP here in the US for about 15 years now, and I've had private practices in both Florida, where I was born and raised, and here in Arizona. And I am trained in the Palin parent-child interaction approach, as well as the Restart DCM, demands and capacity model. You're going to learn about both of those in module 2. And while that and I work with kids of all needs, right? So speech, language, stuttering, autism, social skills. So I really love it all. But stuttering has such a special place in my heart, and it always really has. So I was back in Florida. I went to Florida State University, where the stuttering seed was planted in me long ago by the late Dr. Lisa Scott. And she was more of a just life coach or mentor for me back then, but I helped with transcribe some research and some videos and stuff like that. But she was the first one to make me kind of not be afraid of stuttering. And while that probably speaks to my street cred, it doesn't really still tell you who I am. And since I'm asking you to sit here with me and feel connected to me, then, I should probably introduce myself a little further and more personally. So I am almost 40 years old. I have 2 kids. My son is 6 and my daughter is 5. We live here in Arizona. I wear many hats like you, and really the spoiler alert is that I'm super normal. I'm super like you. I'm a wife, a mother, a business owner. I work full-time as a SLP with my private practice, and I'm a daughter and a sister and a friend, and most days I feel like I'm barely doing a really good job at one of those. And so, yeah, I'm sure you're sitting here saying, yep, my life is very much like yours. I have laundry sitting in a basket over there, and I just really want to kind of establish, like, this is me, all of me. I am a big, huge dreamer. I love a smoke and deal. I like some wine, and I'm an ocean baby. I was born and raised in South Florida, and that's where my heart and soul remain. So that was just a little on the personal side. You'll learn probably a lot more than you bargained for as the course goes. But one thing that I haven't mentioned yet is the reason that I'm sitting here in front of you today. Meet my son, Case. He started stuttering severely overnight, perhaps like yours, with blocks that he'd turn red in the face, prolongations that would pitch, I could feel like the windows were going to break. And when he started stuttering, I knew what it was. I was like, okay, this is what's happening. I knew the risk factors. I knew he had them. I knew I have a family history, and I knew about indirect therapy, and that's where I was going to start. So the clinician side of me kind of went into action and started right away. But the parent side of me, the heart side, felt exactly how you feel right now. I wasn't afraid of the stuttering necessarily because I was familiar with it, but I was afraid of how people would react to his stuttering and how that might quiet him, how that might change how his life could unfold. And so clearly, I can really have a good understanding of how hard it is here, right? And so I pressed on. I did the program. I knew what to look for as far as like what's a good sign and what's a bad sign, but I just couldn't help but think of you guys as parents who were feeling all that everything that I was in my heart, but having no clue what to do with that. And I found so much peace in the action. I found so much peace in the knowledge that I had. And that is what I want to do for you. That is what this course is giving you that knowledge, giving you that confidence, and giving you the information you need so that you can make the next best step for your child. Sorry to get so emotional. So let's talk about a couple truths that I find myself telling parents over and over again. And there's 5 of them. And I am pretty sure at least one of them is going to speak to your soul. So first, you're not alone. I know it feels like you're on Stuttering Island and no one's coming to the rescue, But I promise you, there are millions of parents who are in your shoes right now or have been in your shoes. And in finding this course, you found a community of those parents. So I'm so glad you're here. I hope that on your hard days that you can turn to this community or a local support group in your area and really remind yourself that you're not alone. I really do encourage that, because you need support as a parent. This is a hard road to walk on, because it's hard to watch your child struggle. And watching your child struggle and stutter comes with a whole bunch of feelings, and it's a roller coaster. As is stuttering, we're up with them when they're up, and we're down with them when they're down. And so you're probably feeling worried, anxious, confused, frustrated, angry, right? Hopeless, and then maybe hopeful, and then hopeless again. And the guilt, right? The guilt that I feel guilty. I could have done more. I shouldn't have waited. All the shoulda, woulda, couldas, okay? And the only thing worse than feeling those feelings is being alone in those feelings. So I'm here to remind you, you're not alone. You have a friend, at least one right here, and I'm here for each and every single one of you. So speaking of that guilt, if I said guilt and your head started nodding, you're like, oh yes ma'am, then this next one's for you, okay? You did not cause your child stuttering. I'll say it again. You did not cause your child stuttering. There's nothing you did or didn't do, nothing you said or yelled, no traumatic birthday party with clowns, no work trip that you went away and come back and they're stuttering, no having another baby, no divorce, no tongue tie revision. I've heard that one too. No, nothing you ate, okay? There is nothing you did to cause stuttering. And we have tons of research to support that. We know that parents of kids who stutter are no different than parents of kids who don't stutter, okay? So if you have been walking around with a big old bag of guilt in this journey, I want you to unpack that bag of guilt. And it's not going to happen overnight. I want you to just keep telling yourself, I did not cause this. And you didn't, okay? But the good news is that there's no better person in your child's life to be the one to help them and support them in this journey. Parents are the single biggest agents of change when it comes to preschool therapy, especially preschool stuttering therapy. And so why are you the best person? Because you know them the best. You love them the most. You're with them the most. So that makes you the expert and the leader of your child's team. And if you've ever been made to feel like the lowly assistant, that is going to change. You're going to feel empowered in this course, and you're going to learn the why behind everything we do, because knowledge is power, right? So if you've ever been given a list of strategies and never been told why you're doing them, you're going to like this course. If you've never been given a list of anything to do at home, you're really going to like this course, and I'm sure that's why you're here. So while you get to be the CEO and leader of your team, I get to be like a coach and cheerleader, and I get to guide you. But ultimately, this is your child's life, and you know best. Always come back to trusting yourself and that mama and papa bear inside of you. And so while that's super exciting, like, yay, I am the best person. Yes. You might be thinking, I'm not a therapist. Like, this is why I have you, Kelly. I'm here to remind you too, you can't mess this up. Meaning that nothing I teach you in this course, if done wrong, could be harmful to your child or worsen their stuttering. Okay, there's not a strategy in this course that requires perfection, because there is no perfect in stuttering. There is no one cure that works for all. Okay, stuttering by nature is wildly unpredictable. Unpredictable from person to person, within person, from situation to situation, day to day, week to week. And another thing that's unpredictable is the outcome. Okay, we have no crystal ball when it comes to stuttering. And we don't, because it's so variable from person to person. That means one one thing that's happening in the brain that causes one person to stutter could be different from what's happening in the brain of another person who stutters. And because of that, you are not responsible for the outcome. Okay? I want to say that again. You are not responsible for the outcome of stuttering. Okay? The only thing you're responsible for is doing what you're doing now. You're showing up, you're learning, and you're going to try your best, and your best is going to look different from day to day. Okay? None of the to implement the strategies, and none of them require perfection. Okay? Even with my son and everything I knew to do, and I knew that I didn't have to do it 100% of the time, but I knew I could do everything in the book, everything I knew to do, and he could still end up, his stuttering could still persist, because there's no one program that works for 100% of kids. There's a good chance that the things you're going to learn in this course will help to reduce your child's stuttering, but that is not something I can promise you, and no clinician should. What I can promise you is that you are going to feel so much more confident about your ability to help and exactly what that looks like for your child, and you're going to find that you're going to have more hope for the future. So I also, in that, with these strategies, you might feel that the more you learn, the more that guilt starts to creep up when you're like, oh, I didn't know that I should have talked about it up front. I didn't know that maybe my high expectations maybe have been something that's a factor for my kid. Okay, so anytime that kind of creeps up, things that happened in the past, which we can't undo, okay, and who's no one's fault, quiet, okay? Any worry about the future, which we have no ability to control, quiet. We're here now together, and we're doing our best, and it's going to be okay. Your child will be okay. And you're just going to have to trust me on that one. Okay? But how am I so sure? I'm so sure because we're going to have two goals in mind here. We're going to have a short game and a long game. Okay? The short game is to reduce and eliminate stuttering. And I'm sure many of you are here because you're like, that's my game. That's the one I want. Fine. That's very normal. Okay? But other parents, you might be here trying to kind of accept stuttering and build confidence in your child so that they continue to talk. You guys both are here for a course called Keep Them Talking, right? Both people. I'm here to say you don't have to choose a camp. We're going to do both, okay? There's some people out there that might think that's not possible, but I know it is because I've seen it work and I've done it. And I'm going to teach you how to do that. So what is a short game and a long game, right? So like I said, the short game, we are working on that stuttering with these indirect therapy, things that we have learned. You're going to learn about your child's stuttering, and then we're going to put things in place around them, like therapy through osmosis. And really, the program is on us in this indirect kind of therapy, which is really the kind of the framework of this course. But also that long game, we have to bolster our kids with confidence and resilience, okay, so that they will meet their full potential. They'll unfold as they would have with or without stuttering. And that's just going to take an extra couple doses of resilience and confidence as they move through. And ultimately, they need to know that the world needs to hear what they have to say, and it's important. And sometimes it's going to take a hard work to get that voice out there, but ultimately, they need to know that hard and my voice will beat it out. I can do it. I can do hard things. Okay, so that's what I mean when the short and long game. And I don't want you to have guilt for wanting it to go away or guilt for accepting it. I kind of often give the analogy that, you know, if your child were to wake up with some kind of rash on their face overnight, with sores, right? And we weren't really sure what it was or if there was a cure, but, you know, I'm pretty sure you would do like two things, right? You would probably start really building them up and reminding them of all of the amazing things about them that have nothing to do with their face, right? And so we're working on that confidence, resilience, the inner workings of our child, right? And then we're also probably going to call the dermatologist and say, do you have a cream for this? Right? And, the doctor may say, hey, yeah, we have a cream we're not sure if it's going to work. It's worked for about 75% of kids. And if it doesn't work, then there's no harm, no foul. It's just like a moisturizer. Why don't you give it a whirl? And that's kind of, a really zoomed out view of how I view preschool stuttering therapy. And either way, there's no shame in those two games, and we're going to do both because ultimately, stuttering, no stuttering, building things like confidence and empathy and resilience and integrity and emotional regulation. These are things we want for our child either way. And I think, for many parents who they come into this course for one thing and kind of leave with another that they didn't even know they needed or even wanted, like Nicole, who she saw significant reduction in her son's stuttering after taking the course, or actually by module 3, but she also shared that she felt like she was just becoming a better parent for all of her kids, and she has 6, and just understanding her child who stutters better, but also her daughter, and just learning things about themselves and her as a parent. Or David, who definitely signed up for the short game, like, let's get this done, right? But actually ended up being more satisfied and appreciated the growth on the work we did for Plan B with things like emotional regulation and realistic optimism for his son. And he has just seen this huge change. And he said, I'll never forget, I just don't even really care about the stuttering anymore. And so I want you to kind of get excited about that part. It's something that it's like what I've learned in creating this course has helped me become a better parent. Not a perfect parent, by the way. I have to put this out there. I am not a perfect human. I am not a perfect SLP. I'm not a perfect parent because who is, right? I'm not asking that of you, okay? And know that this information comes from, evidence-based and sound advice and research, but know that I struggle to implement these all the time on a day-to-day basis, and I'm failing often. And so I hope that kind of relieves you in a way, and also reminds you how normal and human I am, but also everything I'm sharing with you, especially in the temperament modules, I've seen work, right? If not for me, with my clients that I work with. So I hope that you're now even more excited than you were. I'm excited for you. And one more thing I want to mention before we get started, now that I've got it, is you'll hear me refer to like a membership or a private community just for parents who have taken this course or who are in the process of taking this course. So if you really liked the idea of being able to regularly connect with like-minded parents, this is a great place to do it. And I kind of see it as a kind of me showing up in that kind of parenting coaching way, regularly holding office hours, kind of ask anything twice a month for me. Also, I've created bonus lessons that will be included in that membership, like stuttering and anxiety and stuttering and behavior management, how to support your child in schools with IEPs. Also, all the activities that I've created and do regularly with my own clients will be provided to you in there for free. And I kind of see it as like having like me in this community, like in your pocket, for you to be able to turn to kind of a safety net. Often parents, when we're seeing kind of a lull or decrease in stuttering, kind of tends to go away, and then lo and behold, oh, it's back. Well, good. You have this group to come back to and refresh, and hear and just get new and deeper understanding and knowledge, and more specific to your needs to help you troubleshoot what's kind of happening during these special times. I can't get my child to not talk, and that's kind of we're looking for that in these moments. So if that any of that sounds good, I would be happy to have you. I just want you to know that it exists and it's there for you for as long as you need it, as is this course. It'll be continually updated over the years, and you'll always have access to the latest and greatest version of this course. So without further ado, I want to just thank you and just let you know I'm honored to be going on this ride with you. And you're going to see my talking head for the next 6 hours in these modules. And so if there's anything I can do to further support you or improve this course, I would love to hear from you directly. So without further ado, Module 1.